Hello, Joe. This is Alyssa with Patriot Marketing. We had reached out to you yesterday and promised this free custom video. And anyways, here it is. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I just really wanted to provide you with a few tips and tricks on how to really just maximize your traffic online. And so with that, I'm going to go ahead and get started. So first of all, I noticed you didn't have a website. I found your Facebook page, but I noticed that there's not a website here for you when I searched, and that would be my first tip for you, I guess, would be to have a website. When you do have a website, you want to have a lot of, different content on there. Because you don't have a website, and we're going to take a look at one of your competitors here, just because we're going to just use their website as an example. There's Epoxy LA, so these are the people that I'm using for your competitors here. But the reason why you want a website is so that people can find you. Because when you have the content needed for a website, you can start to rank for a lot of different keywords. Content is literally anything that I can highlight, whether it be pictures or images. But you want a lot of content so you can rank for the keywords like Epoxy Flooring Companies Los Angeles. Epoxy Flooring Los Angeles, that has a total search volume of 250 per month. And all of these particular keywords have their own search volumes per month. And all of these add up to an amount of 2.2 thousand per month. And that's a lot of volume to be had that you're not getting because you don't have a website, and people aren't able to find you when they search these keywords. They aren't able to find you, and it's really important to be to put yourself in a position to be found. And how you would do that would be by having a website with containing the content and the keywords you want and need to be found for. The reason why content is super important is, one, to be found, but also because when Google crawls a website, they not only see that you have the content, but you also have that keyword verbatim within your content, and it allows you to rank faster and more efficiently. Content is also great for ranking because Google feels that the more content that you have, the more likely you are to be an expert in your field. And so at the end of the day, their whole goal is that whoever is searching finds what they're looking for. So if somebody's looking for epoxy flooring Los Angeles, California, the people who have more content on their website or who they deem to be more of an expert in their field is going to rank higher than the ones who don't have as much content in their website, even if they are more of an expert in their field. And that's just how Google works, unfortunately. So, long story short, with that said, when you have a website, you're more likely to be found because, with the more content you have, because Google wants the people searching on their platform to find what they are looking for. And so I'm going to move on to my next tip for you. So the first one is to have a website with the content and keywords you want and need to be found for. The second would be to build upon this Google business profile. And what I mean by that is when people search for any given keyword, there's a lot of ways in which people can convert over as a client. So I'm going to move over to this next tab here because I want you to see what the local ads look like. They are actually above the regular Google ads here that you see on my screen, but these local ads here, these capture the people who click on the very first thing that they see. They also are Google guaranteed up to a certain dollar amount, so if something happens or goes wrong, they trust that Google will make it right monetarily. Also, as you can see, as I'm hovering my mouse over these local ads, there is a drop down that has the company's business phone number on there. And the reason why they have a higher conversion rate is because when somebody's already clicking on that and taking the time out of their day to call you, they are more likely to convert over as a client. Now I'm going to move back over here because the rest of what I'm going to talk about is under one of your keywords that you would want to rank for, epoxy flooring, Los Angeles. So the Google ads themselves don't have as high of a conversion rate. However, because of their positioning being underneath the local ads at the very top, they put you in a position to be seen by a lot of different people. And they're also a lot cheaper than the local ads themselves. Now, as for the Google Map Pack here underneath here, the people here listed here, they can pull a great deal amount of the traffic. They can pull anywhere between 30, 40, 60% of the traffic. So, in the people who search this way, they want to see a company that is local and in the area. That's why these people gain so much traffic here, because a lot of people search that way. I am one of them. So if we took a keyword, so Los Angeles epoxy flooring, say we were using that, it has a search volume of 200, and let's say it was pulling like 60% of the traffic, you're looking at 120 going straight to your competitors there, just gobbled up by that Google Map Pack. But the rest of that percentage actually filters out through the rest of this page, and that's where ranking organically comes in. Ranking organically, the concept is pretty simple. The higher you're ranking in Google, the more traffic you're going to pull to your website. And the people up here are doing way better than the ones down here, and people rarely go to that second page of Google. So it's really important that when it comes to a website, that you're ranking high enough to be seen on this first page so you get some of that traffic. Now that leads me to my third and final tip for you. And that would be, in order to rank organically, you do need to build the strength of that website, which is where optimization comes in. We're going to take a look at your competitors to kind of show where they're at. We're looking at epoxy.la. As I said before, they also have they have a click to call button. It's really important to have that on a website. So I suggest you have that. It kind of works like the local ads a little bit. When someone's already taking time out of their day to call you, they're more likely to convert over as a client. So you would want to have more content than they do, maybe even saving some of the images as, that's a video apparently. But if that was an image, you'd save it as one of the keywords you want to be found for. But let's see where they're at in their online presence. I don't know where you're at, as I don't have a website to go off of. People aren't able to find you again, but this is where they're at. So you're probably not knowing what this is. I'm going to go over the things here in a second. In order to build the strength of your website, you do need to add backlinks and referring domains. Backlinks, unfortunately, are not all created equal. Basically, give me a second. Okay, hold on. I'm going to list it from highest quality backlink to lowest quality. There we go. So it looks like their highest quality is 36. I can definitely guarantee you that they have some poor quality ones. In here, if we go all the way to page 47, they just have a buttload of backlinks, but they also have some that aren't doing anything for them. So these aren't doing anything. They're a waste of time and money. You could definitely beat them out because they have a lot of zeros here. And plus, they're in a reachable range of 36 when it comes to that quality. And so, yeah, that's with backlinks. Referring domains, referring domains, they can pack a lot of power, some more than others. As you can see, the higher the number here that we're looking at, the more power it has and the more trusted by Google it is. So these zeros here shows that they don't have any power. So it's really important to make sure that when you do get referring domains that you have you don't have zeros, that you have things like 87. Like, that's really highly trusted by Google and actually allows you to rank better and pull more traffic to your website, so because they're more trusted by Google. So with that said, they have a lot of zeros here. You could definitely beat them out that way as well. But because the more power that you have, the higher these numbers are going to be. And you generally, with these numbers, want to be at a 1-to-1 ratio and as high of a number as possible. And with contractors and epoxy flooring, we want to see them in the 20s, 30s, 40s range. So they are in the 34 range. DR, they're at an 8. Not at a 1-to-1 ratio at all. They have 2.45 thousand backlinks, 298 referring domains. As we saw with the backlinks, not all of them were high quality. They had a lot of zeros at that. And they have a lot of referring domains that don't have a whole lot of power. They are ranking for 412 organic keywords. So when you have your website, you want to definitely rank for things like Los Angeles epoxy flooring. Epoxy floors is not something you would want to rank for necessarily. That's a national keyword. It does not narrow it down to your area. And if you're just working in your area, you're going to want to just focus on the location targeted keywords. Because you get somebody coming in from, say, San Francisco, and they're out of your area, they might pass through your website on a keyword like this, but they won't hire you because you're not in their area. So they count as irrelevant traffic. So you definitely want to have more of those narrowed targeted keywords. This is also a national one. This is a national one. But you also want to not just rank for your name either. That's not something else. So with that said, you are going to rank for your name, but you want to primarily target the service keywords, because when people are searching, they don't know the name of your company yet. They're going to be looking for the service that you offer. So, definitely want to put garage floor epoxy Los Angeles. If you do garage floors, things like that, narrow it down to your area. So that's just an example of some of the keywords. They have a lot of national keywords. That's something that you definitely want to avoid. They do look like they're getting quite a bit of traffic. However, as we talked about with some of those national keywords, that does bring in irrelevant traffic. So yeah, definitely with that said, I would highly suggest that you get a website, so that way you can start pulling in more traffic to your website, getting more business that way, getting that content and keywords on there so that people can actually find you when they're searching for these things. It's really important that you do that, just so that way you can get more business and increase your online presence. So with that said, I hope this has been helpful and informative. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, feel free to reach out to my husband or I. We would love to get in touch with you in whatever time fits best for you. So, just give us a shout, and thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it, Joe. And you have a great rest of your day, and God bless.